What's cracking, y'all? You are now watching Boo TV. Appreciate you for stopping in. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, stay notified, and let's get into the topic for today.
This idea that LeBron James should get more credit for team hopping and get an extra tally mark over players that played their entire tenure, or at least the majority of their prime, with one team, is absolutely nuts to me. I've been seeing on social media, airways, comment sections, and even on mainstream television, definitely on mainstream television, and these clutch clients and bronzexuals like to say, well, LeBron James is the only player in the history of the league to win NBA Finals MVP with 3 different teams. Let's just put into perspective that that's 3 championships and 3 Finals MVPs with 3 different teams. Shannon Sharp be the main one. Michael Jordan never did that. Kobe Bryant never did that. Kareem never did that. Tim Duncan never did that. Magic never did that. Larry never did that. Name for me the player. Skip. Oh, he ain't with Skip no more, but Skip. Stephen A. Skip. Name for me the player that has done that outside of LeBron James. There is no one. He stands alone, Skip. He stands alone. Old Goat James sits alone on that throne. Yeah, he does. Yes, he does. That was a horrible Shannon Sharp impersonation, but I tried. But this is one of the most ridiculous and obnoxious pro-LeBron James arguments out there, and I'm tired of hearing it. And I'm addressing all the BS right here, right now. You see what they're doing here? They're taking a look at the argument people make about LeBron James creating super teams and jumping ship, and they're flipping it into a positive for LeBron. This is a technique that clutch clients and those bronzexuals like to do with various LeBron James talking points. And when I hear people, especially on TV, do this, it blows my mind that when they do have at least one person on the panel arguing against it, they never call them out on this nonsense. They never call them out. And I'm just sitting there at the TV like, do you have no rebuttal? Is there no rebuttal, sir? Nothing. You have no comeback to that. They don't want to get me on that TV, because I shut them all down. All of them. On what planet, tell me what planet, I'll leave Earth today and go, because I want to see it. Is it more impressive and more noble to team hop and ring chase as opposed to getting it with the one franchise you was with for the entire or majority of your career? You know, maybe it would be impressive if LeBron James was going to a lottery team or mid teams and leading them to championships. But that's not what he does. He goes to a new team with an entire plan to bring other all-stars / superstars with him, and or manufacture trades in the near future to get the players he desires. Where's the challenge in that? Somebody tell me. Where is the challenge in that? The only challenge for LeBron is finding the right team who has the right trade bait and salaries to make the trade work for the players he likes to tamper with and bring over. He fell short of expectations, though being favorited to represent the Eastern Conference in the finals twice, in the 2008, 2009, 2010 season,
And we got robbed as fans, lovers of basketball, lovers of competition. We got robbed of a Kobe versus LeBron finals that was heavily anticipated by the world and heavily advertised by Nike. The MV puppets, the MVP, most valuable puppets, you remember that? And he bolted ship to Miami, where he teamed up with a top 2 or top 3 to 5 player in Dwayne Wade and a top 10 to 15 player in Chris Bosh. Yes, Chris Bosh was that good, despite what false narratives they try to push out now and say he wasn't that good, and they try to rewrite history. Not to mention filling out those teams, filling out the bench with marquee role players over that Heat tenure. They won 2 out of 4 finals, which I find quite underwhelming considering the top talent and solid bench that they had. In other words, what I'm trying to tell you is, what Superman said. You know, have you seen Zack Snyder's Justice League? Superman said this.
Not impressed.
Yes, Steppenwolf. Not impressed. It's funny that I brought up that Superman and Steppenwolf moment, because if you've never seen that movie, Steppenwolf, the guy that hit Superman with the battle axe, he comes to Earth. He's Darkseid's nephew from the planet Apocalypse. They're trying to, take over the Earth and terraform it into, a planet like Apocalypse, like Darkseid, right? Darkseid's planet. And Steppenwolf comes on to planet Earth and tries to assemble these mother boxes. There are 3 boxes that basically will give him overwhelming power and help take over the world, just in a nutshell, basically. LeBron James is literally Steppenwolf. The mother boxes being the other all-stars and superstars that he wants to join in the unity to take over the world. And thus, in his journey, the Justice League assembles a super team to try to take him down, gathering up these mother boxes. LeBron James is Steppenwolf with all the damn mother boxes, trying to find those all-star superstars, trying to find those mother boxes on planet Earth. And the reaction to that are more super teams to try to stop his super team. Wow, I couldn't have written that, man. I couldn't have written that. It's crazy. They vanquished the competition in that conference, in that Eastern Conference, by removing 2 good teams from competition, and the Cavaliers and the Raptors, in an already weak conference, mind you, to beef up the Heat. Once the Heat finished their underachieving run, and LeBron realized his top-tier help is aging and not as top-heavy with overwhelming talent, he looked back to Cleveland. And he sees an up-and-coming point guard ready to break out any day, and Kyrie Irving, and then disposes of Andrew Wiggins before he can even play a game by bringing in one of the best power forwards in the league, and Kevin Love. Yes, Kevin Love was that great. And people will say, this is what the Bronsexuals will say. People say this. Clutch clients. People say this. He went to that Cavs team and they had a trash record before he arrived. Yeah, but he is arriving with the Avengers, the Justice League, the Autobots, Voltron, Samurai Pizza Cats, the Elite Four, and Wonder Dog. I don't know, Wonder Dog. So that point is moot, my friend. What do you think, we're stupid? You must think we're stupid. I'm going to speak for everybody else that know what the hell's going on. And at some point, Kyrie Irving smelled his BS, or was done putting up with LeBron's BS, finally, and was like, nah, I'm out. I'm going to Boston. Kevin Love was aging and breaking down over time, and they got the championship already They brought it to the land. So he decided it was time to go. LeBron decided it was time to go. Next, he goes to LA. This one was interesting because he did not bring a cast of characters with him, but instead joined a team with a bunch of youthful, talented players with a Lakers franchise that are currently in a rebuilding phase. Well, back then was in a rebuilding phase, with promising players at various positions. So he says, well, let's see how this goes. Youthful and on the up and up. If they show enough development quickly to be of championship aid, then okay, I might consider keeping them around. But if not, then my eyes are on Anthony Davis. And we are batting eyelashes at each other. And maybe I'm giving LeBron the benefit of the doubt because he was all eyes on Anthony Davis off rip. From the beginning, he knew he wanted AD. And knew the Lakers had the draft picks and young talent and Brandon Ingram and Lonzo Ball and Hart to make the trade happen whilst tampering with Anthony Davis. If y'all remember, the NBA sent a memo out a week after it was reported that the NBA front offices were upset at the perceived tampering from LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers to Anthony Davis. Now, AD goes on to act a fool on the Pelicans, half-ass playing or not playing while the team cites injuries, but we know what was going on in his final season. Wearing a shirt that says, that's all, folks. Fast forward after the bubble championship and a disappointing first round loss in the playoffs. LeBron James, get this. I'm not the one saying this. LeBron James is considered by many, and especially by his minions, clutch people, Bron Goblins, etc. He's considered by most, by some, I don't know, to be the most intelligent basketball player in the history of the league. I don't think he is. That's what I'm hearing on TV all the damn time and reading stuff online. There's nobody with a greater basketball IQ. Nobody with a greater basketball IQ is what they say. They like to say that. If this guy is so damn smart and has the highest basketball IQ in the history of the league, what made him think that Russell Westbrook would be a good fit for the Los Angeles Lakers? It does not take a rocket scientist to see that that was not going to work. He is so obsessed with creating another super team, or was so obsessed with creating another super team, still is obsessed with creating super teams, that he went off and gave the go-ahead on a player, that clearly doesn't fit what they are trying to do in Los Angeles, centered around LeBron James. Though they might try to make it out that they were centering this around Anthony Davis and LeBron saying he's passing off the keys to Anthony Davis. We all know that's not true, and it still hasn't happened to this day. And before Russ played a single game, I said that this is a horrible fit. I didn't have this channel around at the time, but I said this was a horrible fit. Y'all know me. Y'all know I don't lie on this channel. I keep it 100. Wrong or right. Russ cannot play next to LeBron James. I said this. They have a redundant skill set with LeBron James being the superior player, and Russ is going to look horrible. The team is going to be bad, and Russell Westbrook is going to get thrown under the bus. I said all this before
it even all came to be. Before he played a single game, I called all of that. And people were calling me, congratulating me, telling me, it's a great look for the Lakers, man. And I'm like, are you serious right now? What makes you think it's a great look for the Lakers? Huh? What makes you think this is a good look? Russell Westbrook just threw himself to the media sharks. And he was the bucket of chum. Complete chum bucket. With the great white sharks on mainstream media and social media, waiting, salivating. Everything came to pass. The fact that LeBron James lobbied for that trade told me this guy might be a complete idiot and doesn't know as much about basketball as people like to give him credit for. Even if LeBron James was looking at it from an angle where it was like, all right, I need somebody to run the team and keep the team afloat when I'm not playing and I'm sitting out. Well, on that note, what kind of mentality is that? You already know you're going to be sitting out games extensively enough to warrant Russell Westbrook? To want Russell Westbrook? Huh? What? I ain't cut from that kind of cloth. And the great players of the past wasn't cut from that kind of cloth either. And at some point, well, I guess at some point, come near the end of the season into the playoffs, if you're fortunate enough to make the playoffs, but as you're trying to make a push for the playoffs, you're going to be playing extensive minutes, LeBron. Then what? Russ is still there. Idiots. All idiots. LeBron, the Lakers organization, for letting him completely infiltrate everything and still somehow run the show. Pat Riley wasn't playing a lot of that. I'll tell you that right now. Pat Riley's a boss. And also, Russ, for believing all that BS about other players sacrificing when he was the sacrifice. Westbrook was the sacrifice. But people keep diving into this LeBron James. Everybody's going to have to sacrifice. I'm going to have to sacrifice. They're going to sacrifice. You ain't sacrificing a damn thing. Never has. Stop it. Jumping from team to team and winning a championship with multiple teams like LeBron did does not win you any extra chips on your table. My friend, especially when you're always bringing heavy artillery and reinforcements with you. Especially not over the guy that stays with one franchise. Even during the rough times, they don't bolt. They don't run away. They might go through a rebuilding process and show you why they're great and bring the team back to relevancy if they fell off. They don't run away from every hurdle they approach. They ain't trying to run away from these hurdles on the track. They hop over them without taking the jersey off their back. Most of the time, these guys don't have the control over their destiny like LeBron does and has in the past. With manufacturing, organizing, being a puppeteer, influence all over the place, outside the locker room. Players of the past let management do their job. General managers do their job. And yes, many of them, some of them, had some input and influence as respectable players. They had a great relationship with the organization a lot of the times, but even ones that didn't always have great relationships with upper management, they would still get consulted. And while they had some input and influence, it doesn't compare to what LeBron James has had. They didn't have it like LeBron James. And maybe he's a mastermind for all that. Maybe. Who knows? But I can tell you this. A lot of the greats wouldn't have wanted that. Because they just wanted to play basketball. And they loved competition. And they wanted to compete. They wanted to compete. Imagine that. They wanted to compete. Don't forget, before the Miami Heat even played a game together, LeBron James was bragging about how unstoppable they were going to be before they even played a game together. Basically saying that him and D Wade and Boss are just going to be unfair without actually saying that. Anyways, I'm done beating this one down. I'm done. This argument that they like to throw out, trying to give this guy so much more credit for team hopping and winning championships with multiple teams while orchestrating super teams in the process. It's so stupid. It's so stupid. Stop it. Like I said, I'm done. Sound off in the comment section, please. I appreciate y'all for sticking around for this rant, but this is something that I had to address. And I might have mentioned it in past videos in small sections, but I feel like this needed its own dedicated video because I have to start driving down these points and individual videos and really getting into the details on these points and debunking these false narratives and lies and just weak opinions. Be blessed, y'all. Be your own person. Think with your own mind. Don't turn into a clutch client. And I'll catch you on the next one. We out, baby.